What? I am, yeah. Wait, am I the only one on?
Yeah, you're the only one.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
People want to speak if they can use the mic.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
walk around, I'll give it to
All right.
Green button shots him. Green button shots him
Yeah,
off.
you'll
Okay.
note there's only one on here, right? Did you notice that? That's not by accident. Mitch goes, I don't need a microphone. Yeah, he yelled his way through the town meeting, right?
Yeah, people could hear you at home, so.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Projected very well.
We were getting, we were getting calls from Washington Road saying, could you ask him to tone it down? Right? All right, I have 6 o'clock, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. We'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, this meeting is being recorded, just so everybody knows. We got audio, video, and we have an individual who's also recording it on his personal. Okay, first on the agenda, we have a hearing for the license for storage of flammable and combustible gas explosives fireworks at 4 Sturbridge Road, Brimfield, Mass. Chris, you want to speak to this to begin with?
This is for Sam's, well, for the property that Sam's Foods is on. There was, in 1956, a license approved that was then amended in 2009, but for the storage of diesel, and then I believe 2 types of gas, we cannot find in our records a copy of this license. They can't find in their records a copy of this license. If anybody had one, it would still be valid, but as they don't, it needs to be voided and a new one issued, which means we have to go through this process again.
Yep.
The application has to first go to the fire department, and they signed off on it. They had no issues. The remaining permitting through the fire department, where restrictions and regulations can be placed on, is being done through fire. And this is kind of,
Okay.
the tanks are already there.
So it's all been approved prior to this. It's just that the paperwork, nobody can seem to find the paperwork.
Right.
So we're doing this so that we can clean that up, and we know we have a record of the approval and the licensing for this. Okay? Is there anyone here to speak to this issue? Young lady, if you'd like to, I'm going to need you to, well, you're going to have to at least stand up and say your name and where you're from.
My
Okay?
name's Karen O'Connor, and I live across the street from Sam's at 4 Wales Road. And I think in the certified letter I got, I'm confused about the fireworks, which are illegal in Massachusetts. So why would you be permitting storage of fireworks at all, particularly in a gas station?
I'm not sure why that's on that. That's just part of the name of the form that the state fire marshal's office has. They're not applying for anything to do with fireworks. It's just for a 6,000 gallon no lead tank, a 4,000 gallon premium, and a 4,000 gallon diesel.
And can that be clarified so that the explosive and fireworks are not by your committee authorizing that?
I believe, if I'm, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the fire department puts those restrictions. No?
I don't know as far as that goes, but they're only, approved is only for the information that's put on and applied for.
Right, it's just if we're meeting tonight and you're asking us to weigh in on what you have here as an application, it doesn't seem, I think as neighbors, that's an issue that would be helpful to know or to get it amended. It feels like too many cross purposes.
Real
Wait.
quick, I mean, that's a pretty viable concern. I get where you're coming from. And so Chris is saying that that's the name of the whole permit, even though that's not what's being approved. But I would think that tonight, when we approve this, or vote to approve or not approve, if we vote to approve, we can make a specific note that there's nothing, a public note that there's nothing to do with fireworks here that we're approving.
I think so, for you and for us, all of it, that it's neither explosives nor fireworks, that's in the record, that nobody is approving that.
I think we can do that when we vote tonight, can't we?
Yeah, we have a motion, we have two motions here that we're going to use to approve this. So Mr. Vandal will read those motions in just a minute or two, and then if there are any amendments to be made to that, like, for example, what you're suggesting, we can do it as part of that motion.
And these are my neighbors as well, and like to give them a chance to weigh in if they want to.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, yeah, thanks.
This
I
is your
think
big
you'd
chance
understand.
if you want to say anything, no?
We'll hear the rest.
Okay, all right. Oh, she goes, I'll be back if I don't like how this goes, right? All right, I got it. Fair enough. For sure. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, I don't hear or see any. So, with that said, if the board has nothing to add at this point, we can do the motions.
All right, I'll make the motion to void the FP-002 license for storage of flammables and combustibles, LP gas, explosives, fireworks for 4 Sturbridge Road, Assessors Map Parcel ID 13A-B2, believed to have been issued in 1956 and amended in 2009, but which is not presently verifiable.
Second?
Okay. Before I call that first one to a vote, it should be noted that we're all sitting here saying, 4 Wales Road, but for people who don't know what that is the former Extra Mart on the corner there, right?
Sam's.
Sam's now, I know that, but people might not know it as Sam's.
I don't know if it matters, but I'm for Wales Road.
Really?
Yes.
So the address is not.
24 Wales Road.
No.
Well, yeah, but this is Sturbridge Road.
But it's the same, it's Sturbridge Road 20?
Yes.
Yes,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so that side is a 4.
yeah.
correct.
Okay, so just for clarification, for anybody watching who might be curious what we're talking about, okay? All right. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Crystal second.
Crystal did? Okay.
Do we want to amend it before?
No, that's the.
No, this is
that-
the one to remove, to cancel what's there. We will amend the new one that he will
Okay.
make in just a moment. Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye.
All right, now I'll make a motion to approve the application for new FP-002 license for storage of flammables, combustibles, LP gas, explosives, fireworks for 4 Sturbridge Road, Assessors Map Parcel 1D 134A B2. For the storage of no lead gas, 6,000 gallons, premium gas, 4,000 gallons, diesel, 4,000 gallons.
Okay. Do we have discussion on this? This is it. This is where you want to
Right.
make your motion. If you want to amend it, this is the time to do that.
Right, but any one of us can do it, or?
Oh, yes, anyone
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It has to be done by the board.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Then I'm gonna make the motion to exclude explosives and fireworks for the new approved application for 4 Sturbridge Road, Assessors Map Parcel 1D 13A B2.
Okay.
That's good.
So that is all one motion, okay? He read the one that we had prepared. He's included this as part of it, so it doesn't have to be amended. We can just vote on it as is. So we have that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay? Any further discussion from the board? No? All right, in that case, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, we're all set. Thank you. And thanks for coming in to let us know that. Okay?
Who does?
If you have any questions or anything, you can always go through the office. We can get you whatever you need, okay? Great. Thanks again for coming
Thanks
in.
for taking your time and coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So this
Yeah.
just needs Martin's signature,
This needs your signature.
second page.
Right there, Chris?
Yeah.
Put it in the wrong folder and forgot to sticky it.
Hmm?
Said I put it in the wrong folder and then forgot to sticky it.
I was gonna say, I only sign things that have yellow stickers on them.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you all for that. All right, next up, we have open public forum in response to misinformation on social media. Do we have anyone here who would like to speak to this? Sir?
Chris Harry, 212 East Hill Road. I want to briefly state why I remain concerned about the zoning enforcement action taken against me. I was told that multiple people raised concerns, yet only one written complaint exists, authored by the Select Board Chair. Enforcement followed immediately, based on speculation rather than evidence, without an inspection or an attempt to contact me. I was also told the Board of Health had been notified of contamination concerns. The Board of Health has since confirmed they received no such complaint. The only related matter came later when Mass DEP forwarded an anonymous complaint containing very similar allegations. The zoning enforcement officer's notice relied on unverified facts, references to online material, and a statement that it appears to be true. There was no site visit, no discussion with me before my business was shut down. When I raised concerns about this process and the lack of response to my request for a clarification and a formal complaint, the Select Board declined to review the matter, despite being the appointing authority. As a resident of Brimfield, I find it concerning that actions affecting a person's livelihood can proceed without clear evidence, leaving the burden entirely on the citizen to defend themselves. This has already cost me over $750, not including lost income. I'm simply asking for a fair, transparent, and evidence-based process going forward.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to address the board? I see no one, so I'm moving on. Okay, we have here the minutes of August 11th, 2025, and December 15th, also 2025. Has everyone had a chance? Let's start with the August ones, because that was the one we were looking at the last time.
That was modified.
Yeah, Chris and I talked before, well, I looked at what he added before the meeting, and I'm good with what he's going to input.
Okay, good. Is everybody else okay? All right, if there's no other questions or comments on those minutes, I'll be happy to take a motion on the minutes for the August 11th meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the August 11th, 2025 meetings as written.
I'll second.
If there is no further discussion, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Now we have the December 15th, 2025 minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
Yeah.
Okay, then is there any discussion, questions? No, I see none, so
I'll make a motion to accept the December 15th, 2025 minutes as written.
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
McGuire abstain.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have appointments and resignations. Hold on, I've got a thing here with a yellow sticker, so I have to sign this. So we have Jane Lyons, Senior Center Clerk, resignation. Is she here? No, okay. Well, we hate to see her go. We always appreciate folks that are willing to come in and donate their time to helping people in this town, you know. So I guess what we want to do at this point is we want to get this position posted. Chris, did you have an addition or something you wanted to?
The attached posting is updated just to include the current hours, pay rate, and the additional food preparation job responsibilities.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're doing tonight is to simply say, we've acknowledged we need to post that job, all right? And he's already worked on putting all the information together. So if the board wishes to do so, we can make a vote now to get that thing posted and hopefully get some volunteers.
Do we need to take a vote to accept the resignation first?
I don't know if we need to do that to accept it. It's not like we can make them
We
stay,
just
you know.
acknowledge it? Okay.
If you feel more comfortable,
No,
I'm happy to do it, but,
No,
huh?
I guess we're just acknowledging it. So,
Yeah.
Public, all right, we're acknowledging it. And then I would make a motion to get the updated job posting listed on website.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to just add something to that. You'd also mentioned you want to put it out in the newspaper now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so what is the newspaper? Turley?
To the publication of the Journal Register.
And do we know how much that would cost?
1 to 200, depending on if it ran 1 or 2 weeks.
All right, so I made my motion to accept the job description posting for website and newspaper.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have Christopher DeFalco to get his one-year appointment as the Chief Procurement Officer for the town of Brimfield. And I want to just take 10 seconds and let Chris know how much we appreciate. You know, he jumped in here, really talk about baptism by fire. And he, in a very fast manner, managed to get him certified as a procurement officer, and we are very fortunate to have him do that and to have him working for us. So I would be more than happy to hear a motion to appoint him to that one-year position.
I'll make a motion to appoint for a one-year term Chris DeFalco for Chief Procurement Officer.
Second?
Okay. Anybody questions or comments? All right, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
And Kelly, happily aye, Chris. Congratulations.
We hope you love it.
He's feeling the weight.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, next up, we have Cindy Scavera, Memorial Day Committee, one-year appointment.
Happily make the motion to appoint Cindy Scavera for the Memorial Day Committee for a one-year appointment.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion, questions? No? Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to appoint Erica Anderson to the Memorial Day Committee for a one-year appointment.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
And I'm going to butcher this last name. Is it Kyle
Taranowski.
Taranoski? I make a motion to appoint Kyle Taranoski for the Memorial Day Committee, one-year appointment.
I'll second that.
What
All
is
in-
it? It's Torowski, I'm sorry.
I've known them for 100 years, and I still don't know how to
right,
pronounce
well,
that.
you know
so-
who you are.
Yeah. You know how, and we know who you are. That's all that matters, right? Okay, so we have a motion and a second, I believe? Okay.
Yes.
If there is no further discussion, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, next up, under new business. As you know, for the last several meetings, or last 2 meetings, I guess, was more accurate, we have been interviewing individuals who have applied for the position as the Council on Aging Director. Has everybody had a chance to review and go through and collect your thoughts on these? Okay? Then this is the moment when we will make that decision. So, does somebody have a motion that they would like to make on this?
I don't have a motion, but let me start off by saying that I think every single candidate that came up in front of us had positives, attributes, and I think, were great. So we thank everybody for coming out and showing interest. I personally do.
I do as
Personally,
well.
yeah, I think we all do. We appreciate people's willingness to do this, and it's
it
never
wasn't
an easy
easy,
decision.
right.
And as Ms. McGuire pointed out, we had nothing but qualified
Right.
candidates, so.
Right.
Okay. Thoughts, comments, motions? Is everybody ready to make a decision this evening?
What's the format?
This is basically it. We've gone through the interviews, we've done, now it's just a question of who do you want to put in that position?
Who do you want to nominate?
Anybody want to make a motion? I hope somebody will make a motion.
Okay,
Oh, go ahead.
You sure?
Go ahead.
You want to make a motion first?
No,
No?
no. It's because
all
it
right,
was a
so-
hard decision.
The bottom line is, everyone that applied brings so much to this. And, if you're involved in the senior center now, no matter what the outcome is tonight, I think I speak for the rest of the board, they can correct me if not, but we want to see all of you involved in some degree, shape, or form for what you bring to the center. And, the people appreciate your work. They appreciate you stepping up to take on this kind of responsibility. So regardless of the outcome of tonight, because this is a hard thing to make a decision on, there can only be one decision, one person out of 4 good people that bring a lot to the table. So just bear with us, I guess, as we work through this as a board. And please, regardless of the outcome, please come back and stay involved with the center. We really need all of you that came out and interviewed for this. So with that, I move, I'm going to nominate Susan Staples Holt for the position of the Senior Center Director.
I will second that motion.
Did you say you seconded? Okay. Are there any other motions? Is there any other discussion at this point? I think we've said it all by now, right? All right. All in favor of the candidate Susan Staples Holt being the new Senior Center Director? It doesn't have to start with you, but all right, then I'm going to vote. I'm going to say Kelly, aye.
Fraser, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Oh, Stewart, aye, sorry.
Vandal, aye.
Okay, so it is unanimous then.
I know we're going in order.
Okay. We all good? Thank you very much. We look forward to working with you. Feel free to lean on, Chris loves it when I do this to him. Feel free to lean on Chris if you need anything. He knows everything he needs to know about that, so you are certainly welcome to do that. Thank you again for your interest in
So
doing it.
we do have to do a little bit more here. So we really have to discuss the pay rate. I am told that it was listed between $22 and $34 an hour.
Mhm.
Our past employee who was there for years and years, how many years was she there? I don't know, but she was at 28 dollars an hour, just for your reference.
Yeah. Okay.
So what do you recommend? Do you want to put a cost of living on top of that, or?
I will,
Let me make a suggestion, if I may. Let's pick a number that, pardon me, we're comfortable with here tonight. And in 6 months, we'll be having a town meeting funding these positions. And at that point, we'll have 6 months of experience, and we will be able to make a different decision possibly on how much the position should pay. Everybody okay with that?
Then it doesn't affect our budget right now.
Right.
that, between that
Smart.
22 and the 34 isn't going to affect the budget, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, the 28's right in the middle, so, and we have a candidate with experience at this job too, so, you know what I mean?
Right. I would say keep it the same at this point if we're going to go in 6 months.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree.
You okay with that?
Yep.
You okay with that?
Can you just restate that? So in 6 months we go, and then if
Well,
we want to increase
ye-
that?
yeah, that wasn't really intended to be a motion. I'm just
All
simply
right,
saying,
okay,
as
okay,
we're
okay,
making the
gotcha.
decision
All right.
tonight, we don't have to get too hung up on getting it right this evening. If we're paying her the same thing we were paying the last director, and we want to change that, we want to increase that, then we have the opportunity in 6 months at the annual town meeting to request for the additional money. You okay with that?
Oh, I'm fine with what, I do not want to burden
Yeah, no
the
worries.
budget at all, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever you decide.
Okay, all right.
I guess I'm struggling because I hate to come in right at where our past employee left off, because she worked hard to get there.
True,
And I
but
would not expect to come in and do it, because she
Right.
has earned
So-
it over the years.
So I would like to make a motion to go $2, so at $26 an hour.
I think with her qualifications, she certainly can do it at the same rate. And I think that that's what we should pay. That's what's in the budget, and I feel that's fair to her.
okay.
I think it is fair, but I think for the person that left, it took 11 and a half years to get there. I know you get cost of living and things like that. So I'm not saying I'm in favor of it, but I am in favor of it to some degree. Just for the fact that it kind of gives the person that left, and it's just the person, not the position, that it's like, okay, well, I mean, she has a lot to bring, but she still has to learn too. So, and I'm not saying everybody can disagree with me.
No, hey,
It's-
I
it's-
get your opinion.
It's,
But-
I understand, but then I can use one very good example who's sitting at this table with us, who came in, had to learn, and is at the rate that the past
And-
employee was at.
And, yeah, so not without precedent, because he came in at the same rate that Teresa was making.
Correct.
Not so much because, to digress for just a second, not so much
Be sure.
because, you know, I looked at it and said, oh, he should get the same money, but he had, even though he didn't have a lot of the experience, he did have to come in at that point, and
do
he
a
had
good
to
job.
get familiar with procurement processing, grant processing, preparing for the town meeting, preparing the budgets, preparing the book. So there was a lot of work that went into that, and I think at the time we felt that it was only fair to give him, you know, because he was going to earn every penny, and he has, let me tell you. You know what I mean?
No,
So-
he absolutely has.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't mean to make this about Chris, I'm just simply saying there's a precedent where we have done this before.
So out of all this, who's for doing this,
Well,
adding $2?
let me do this. We have a motion for $26. We do not have a second. Does someone want to second that? Okay, if there is no second, that motion does not carry. Okay? All right? Okay.
I just want to add, like, I see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
I worry about, like, the precedent setting and, like, when new people come on and what their expectations are. And from what I've observed, you know, people come on thinking they're going to get a raise at certain time periods, and it's really easy for people to become disgruntled immediately over things like that. So I worry about that part of it. Now, not to say that we don't revisit this in a while, and once, you know, after a little due time in the position, then we should revisit it. But for right now, upon appointment, I think that just sets an expectation. Just the vision of that from other people sets a precedent of their own expectations when they get brought on for a job. We did it for so-and-so, why aren't you doing it for me, that kind of thing. So I worry about that.
Well,
So
yeah,
I'm glad
I
we're
do
just
understand
kinda-
it, but I will say this, you know, the decision on how much this position should pay at this stage of the game is completely subjective. You know, if somebody else comes in, if they have the same qualifications, the same background, then you would say, okay, well, that's a case for paying them, you know, at a higher rate. And if they don't have that, you know, then you have more of a lower rate coming in and kind of more gradually growing as you learn the job. Personally, as I said just a minute ago, I'm completely satisfied with, you know, I mean, if we were saying we want to pay the $34 and jumping right to the top, I can see where this would become a problem. But where we are with the experience, with the background, I'm personally comfortable doing that. I respect what Crystal's saying, I understand, and I know why she thinks that that's fair, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm just simply saying that I personally would like to give it a couple extra bucks.
Do we have any data, like other towns, what they're paying for that position? Are we like severely under other towns, or how do we measure out?
We generally are.
Because if that's the case, then maybe we do need to make an update on what we're paying. But I don't want it to be based on, everyone thinks they're coming in as the, someone with all kinds of experience, and they all do, all these applicants had pretty good experience, So any one of them, we could have argued that we should pay more. So I'm thinking, as a town, if we're under compared to other towns around us, then we probably need to get with the times and make a change. I just don't know what that looks like for other towns right now. Are we at market value for other towns? So that would be an answer I'd be looking for in order to vote in favor of that motion.
You don't feel that the present rate is a fair rate?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't have visibility on whether or not we're paying enough or not paying enough. And I just don't want to arbitrarily support paying more without knowing what the going rate is for that position, just based on the person. Because like I said, every one of those applicants comes in with qualifications, and we'd be sitting here in any position in the town, and we'd be advocating that we pay them more money as soon as they come on, because they're experienced, quote unquote, or we think they are, they think they are, and the expectations become tough to manage. But I would just like to know in basic terms, what are other towns paying their director of their senior center, and where do we fit? Where do we stand with that?
So if I recall, when UMass did the study, we were right in that chunk for where Eva was, because we did a lot of studying of that report. Chris, do you recall, or can you pull that up?
I don't have it with me. We were a little under, but that was because that report brought in towns like Wilbraham,
Right.
Sturbridge. There was a large spray of what the reported senior center, so we were in line, if on the lower end of in line, but again, that took into a number of communities that we were not really comparable to.
And that's the problem a lot of the times. We're taking these towns that have bigger
Right.
budgets,
I agree.
bigger things, more seniors and things like that, because they have more population.
And the other thing of it is too, you don't know what the job description in those other towns are. You don't know that the responsibilities match up apple for apple here. You know what I mean? So
So maybe we
I
just
think
collect
that's
that data.
Huh?
Collect that data
Well-
and info, and then we make it. we bring
Well,
it back.
that's why I think we have, between now and when we get to the town meeting in 6 months, that would probably be a more appropriate time to do that, even when we're budgeting for it, okay?
Yeah.
But as of right now,
We need to
I'm
set the rate.
personally in complete support of doing this, so.
In support of increasing?
No.
Well, no, to
Pay the-
28, where we
pay
had
the fixed rate.
with the motion that
Okay,
had passed.
Same as you.
Okay,
Do we have a motion?
I'm
I don't
going
know if there's a
to,
motion. My motion was made, but nobody seconded it, so
Okay.
we need another motion.
okay, so we're at the one for 28, because that one, we got a motion, a second, and that one's on the table now.
I make a motion that we award the salary of $28 an hour for the director's senior center.
Okay,
I second that.
All right.
I'm just going to excuse myself real quick.
okay. Well, if we short a vote, we'll have to wait for
Well,
him.
we should wait.
Huh?
Let's wait.
All right. If you want to stick your head out and see if he's coming back in, otherwise I'm going to call this to a vote.
I understand.
Can we repeat what we're voting on?
What's that? Okay. We are ready for the vote then. So all in favor of the motion to set this pay at $28 an hour?
Yeah.
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Kelly, aye?
Vandal, aye.
McGuire, no.
All right, so you're all set, okay? Thank you.
Well, I guess we have to say, will you accept the position? All right, at that rate? Okay.
Yeah, I made an unofficial like this.
Yeah, you're in.
No, when we were talking about the money, I went, she goes, oh, yeah, I said, right, we're good. All right, thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, next up, we have approval of the National Grid Electric Service proposal for the public water supply in the amount of $23,955.86. Did I get any of those numbers right?
Yeah, you've got them all.
Oh.
Imagine that.
I
can't believe it.
Later. So this is the fee to connect the well up to the electrical service, bringing it in from Route 20.
And now this was the same amount that they originally?
Well, this is the electric company.
So this is all new.
Well, but this went to the floor. I mean, the town voted the
Yeah.
90,000, right? So this is coming out of that 90,000.
Yeah, it comes out of there, right.
Okay.
You're
Right,
absolutely right.
right.
We're not asking, right. I'm just simply saying this
Yep.
is the amount that we didn't see until
Yep.
now.
This is
This
not
is the
additional,
quote for it. So,
right.
but yes, the answer is we do have the money for it. This is what it costs to do it. So
Right.
all we're doing now is just accepting it so we can pay and
Right.
get the well
I
connected.
think we need to reiterate that so that the residents understand that we had that vote for the 90,000 for the public water supply. That's coming out of that money. That's not additional money. That's money that's set aside for
Right.
that, okay?
Good point.
I just want to be clear.
Yep, okay. All right, so with that in mind, can I get a motion on this, please?
I'll make the motion to approve the National Grid Electric Service proposal for the public water supply in the amount of $23,955.86.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Next up, we have approve existing conditions, occupant load calculations, study proposal from, I'll let you do it. We got the building inspector here, he'll tell us what. Wait,
This microphone.
get a microphone here.
This is for the annex.
I'm going to just do this very briefly, and then if anybody has a question, you can answer it. How's that? In all buildings, and particularly the one that we care about right now is in the annex. And it's just my opinion, there's nothing official written down somewhere, but I think over the course of the years that we've had that building, it seems to me that we haven't paid an awful lot of attention to some things that we probably should have a number of years ago when they first got that place. But I think there was always the anticipation that we'd be doing something with the town hall, or maybe even if we did something at the house next to it. None of those things have happened, and the town has voluntarily turned down work on the town hall under the proposals that were given to us. They've turned down the possibility of doing something with the house next door. And that brings up now some other issues. The biggest one, and the one that this is dealing with, is load capacity. That means how much weight can you have in each one of these offices legally, okay? So that's what the purpose of this thing is, and the building commissioner is here to answer any questions or make any comments that he feels appropriate.
Well, first of all, let me clear it up. It's not, the load capacity isn't what I'm looking at, it's occupancy load, which is a safety-related issue. As we saw what happened in Switzerland a couple weekends ago, when you don't have the correct occupancy, means of egress, or you are overloaded in your occupancy, bad things happen. So that office there has never had an occupancy load issued that I'm aware of. There's nothing in the file. I did find an old plan when the building was converted from Dr. Clay's office to the town, but it has no, it wasn't actually done by an engineer, and it has no occupancy loads in it. It's a code requirement that every building have an occupancy load, and in most situations in public buildings that it be posted. So we don't have the ability to do so because we haven't had it completed by a licensed design professional. So I'm going to request that so that we know what the loads, occupancy loads are in those individual offices and in the building in general total. So,
Okay, fair enough. So the purpose of this is, it's $2,560 to have the study done on it. So we're just approving the study to make sure that we're doing things legally and in accordance with the building codes for the state and the town. Yep.
I mean, I understand that it needs to be done, I guess. It sounds like it needs to be done, but over the years, we've added a ton of lolly columns down there. No other study, why did we add the lolly columns?
well, again, we're mixing load, weight load to safety occupancy load. I'm looking at occupancy load, making sure that there's not too many more people in that building than there should be for safety egress. The load capacity, I'm not sure that that's really an issue at this time. We have many studies that were done on that building. We have engineer statements on that in the office. If you want to review that, I'm glad to provide it for you. Okay. But I don't think that is not really the issue here. The issue is safety.
This isn't weight, this is head count.
Yes,
Okay.
it's safety.
That's the short version.
Getting
of
out
that.
of, it's
Yeah.
egress, out of the building.
And it
making
would
sure.
come out of the $50,000 budget
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because that's what that budget is for.
My
Just want to-
question
I
is,
want
how
to-
would you enforce it? Once it's determined how many people, how do you
Well,
enforce
it
that?
would be up to the individual office personnel
Yeah.
to enforce it.
Yeah,
So-
you'd have to just let the people, in building, health,
You would-
tax collectors, assessors, select board, clerk, everybody just has to be aware. And if he's, I say he, it's not, I know it's not
No,
you,
it's
but I'm just.
my office.
For purposes of
Yeah.
being
If,
if the message is you can only have 2 people in the building commissioner's office, well, then, if the third person steps in, it would be up to him. Or
Yeah.
if he's not there, if Andrea, who is his clerical assistant, is there, and 2 people come in, it would be up to them to say, well, I can only see one of you in here, the other has to.
I think what it's going to come down to is people, the residents are going to have to make they're going to have to make appointments to come into the town hall,
Yeah.
and that's.
most likely, that's going to be the outcome.
Yeah, we would expect that's probably where we're going to end up with this, but, before we say too much down that road,
Right.
let's see what the study says first,
So
But
what's-
I think you're 100% right. There's definitely going to be something like that, because you can't have people standing out in the hallways either.
Absolutely.
It's not
The
like you
egress
can say,
hallway cannot
go
be
wait in the
used."
hall till we get you, they can't be in there at all.
Having the printer in that hallway is already a sketchy thing. I wasn't there when it was approved, but it's there.
So what is okay, I don't want to get too far into this,
Yeah.
but what is the fear if there's, say, 3 people in your office? What is that?
It's means of egress. I don't know if you've had any experience with what happens in a fire, when people need to get out and they get blocked by other people.
So is this a fire marshal
Yeah,
issue?
yeah. No, it's building code, yeah, but pertaining to fire, means of egress, yes.
Tornado.
For any
That could
reason,
never
you have to get out of the
But
building.
What's the code like on the first floor? Like, they could, if they really had to, if I was in there and it was on fire and there's no other way out, I'm jumping out the window. I'm not
Yeah.
coming down 3 floors.
Windows are
Isn't there a
considered-
code for fire for first floor?
Windows are considered means of egress if needed, emergency means of egress, but you ultimately want to use the designed egress.
I would agree.
Which is the hallway, the door. And I believe we have the correct amount of doors, and that front door now is operating correctly. It wasn't when I first started there, but we upgraded that. So, it's all calculations done by an engineer. They come in, measure the building, the use, and then they determine what what the occupancy load is.
Can I ask, we've been in there for a while now, right?
Yep.
And now we're just going to get around to doing this. I don't understand that.
Well, it was never requested from the beginning, so it was just an existing situation. Also based on the fact that all of the people in the town knew that we needed to do something to alleviate the use of that building, but it appears that's not going to happen. So now everybody that works in that office has the right to be in there safely by what the building code provides.
Okay.
And we are not doing that.
So I would think that there's probably a litany of other studies that need to be done, since this is going to be our town hall, right? 'Cause
Well,
of the way
we'll
we've
take
been
one at
voting.
a time, I guess, but this is where we're starting.
What about, when I saw that, I was thinking, you know, the weight that the floors can
Yeah.
hold, because that
That's
seems to be
structural.
what's always come to our discussions, right? Because you can't even put a file cabinet on certain areas of the floors in there.
That's structural, and it's been addressed a lot of different ways over the years. Doesn't mean that it doesn't need more more inspection, but at the present time, I don't think anyone's bringing in any more than is already there, because we just don't have the space. I know my office has absolutely no more space, so we're not adding anything to that office. Right now, we're taking documents and putting them in the basement.
So this kind of goes back to what I've been thinking and saying for a while now, that where's our building committee, right? Where's our capital improvement plan? All those questions would come to my mind, like, here, we're sitting here to make this decision about spending this money on this study, but I see there's probably, you know, studies that I don't even know about, because I'm not a building guy, right? So there's something else we all need to address, I think, and that is we need to start talking about the building committee, start talking about the capital planning improvements group, and we need to start getting some of that kind of help and get those committees back up and running. Now, I'm not gonna go, we do need to get that on the agenda, because I have more to say about that. It's not on the agenda, so I'm not gonna say anything else.
Okay. Chris, do me a favor, make sure that that's on the next meeting, okay? I don't want to forget about it.
Thank you.
Okay, now, having said all of that, at a minimum, I think we should take a look at what the recommendations might be for that. And I don't think that the option of just saying we're not going to do anything would stand anyways. I think at this point, it's come to the surface, and if we don't, it is conceivable, correct me if I'm wrong, that the state could say, you've got to do this study and make sure that people are safe in there.
Well, the state already has through building code. We just haven't been following it.
Okay, so there you have it. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a vote on this, get the money, let's see what the study says, and then let's see where we are at that point.
One more question,
Sure.
easy
Yep.
one, I think.
Yep.
Is there a difference between doing this study for a residential building and a commercial?
Residential buildings don't require this type of, I mean, they do require occupant loads, but they're not something that's open to the public, so it's not something that's enforced.
So this company does commercial buildings?
Yeah, any licensed engineer can do this work.
Okay.
And they stated in their presentation that they will be stamped by a licensed engineer.
Thank you.
All right. Can I get a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to approve existing conditions, occupant load calculation study proposal from LMG Studio in the amount of $2,560 for the annex.
Did you-
I'll second that, but I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Where is this LMG studio out of?
That's a good question. I think they're out of, well, it says where? Where, yeah.
Right over there.
Okay. No other questions? All right, all in favor?
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. All right, next up, we have approve the Garaventa lift quote for Town Hall lift repair in the amount of $1,080. Let's say we went out and did the windows and the paint and all the stuff that we have money to do now. When the spring comes here, we will later move forward. You still won't be able to do anything if that lift isn't working. So I think it makes perfect sense to make sure that things are in good working order before we start anything. Because you don't know what's going to happen. To work there, they may require that kind of access. You know, it's like,
special town meeting, there was some money approved to start putting into the town hall, right? So
Specifically for windows and paint, though.
Okay.
Can't be used for anything else.
Well, take that was approved, plus this, and a few other things we've been talking about, to include the annex weight bearing, occupancy, but all of that, I want to see it in like a collective priorities list. Even in some cases, some of these improvements are going to probably have to be in some kind of a sequence that I don't understand yet, but going back to a building committee / capital plan improvement, they would get it, and I'd rather see something coming to us like that, like this little packet here is this is the work we're going to do with that money that's been set aside for the annex of the town hall, and then have somebody that's professionally sound walk us through the plan, the sequence, the money, and I'd rather see it like that at some point soon. It doesn't mean I'm going to vote no on this right now, but I'm just saying, like, let's get that.
Well, that's why I'm asking to go ahead and put that on the next meeting. We've got a little bit deeper into that.
Sounds good.
Everybody else okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, send all of that. Can we get a motion on this one?
I'll make a motion to approve the governmental lift quote for the town hall lift repair in the amount of $1,080.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye. Next up, we have the Hitchcock Academy, request use of town common for the 2026 Hitchcock Summer Concert Series. Lots to say, wasn't it? And, if nobody else tells you today, you do an excellent job with that. Seriously, let me have you do a great job, great community event, glad to be willing and capable of doing that. So, thank you.
Cindy, you bring a lot of great community, I can't see it, but bring a lot of great community events to our town and with the Hitchcock and your own efforts. You've been on the agenda twice tonight for two different amazing things that you do for us. And I just want to thank you for that.
You know that's how I feel too. I make a motion to approve the Hitchcock Academy's request to use the town hall for the 2026 Hitchcock Summer Concert Series.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you very much. Thanks again. Next up, discharge of lien for 133 New Holland Road. Did I get any of those numbers right?
You got them right.
Okay, good. I know there's going to be a question on this, so Chris, you want to just tell me, as part of that, you know, we're involved with the three towns, Holland, Wales, Brimfield, we're kind of the lead town on that, so that's kind of what this is about.
Yep.
So,
This property has completed construction on their housing rehabilitation program administered through PVPC. They just need the discharge so that they can proceed with setting up kind of the new
Okay.
loans.
and this is really pretty much a rubber stamp thing. We don't have anything to do with this, not even really our money, you know? All right, if there are no questions about this, or no other questions about this, let's get a motion on that, if we could, please.
I make a motion to discharge of the lien for 133 New Holland Road. Is that 133?
I'll second that. Yeah, 133.
All right. All in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Okay, next on the hit list, I have hiring of a select board clerk. I asked to have this put on here, or I put it on here, because I'm not sure how many people know this. Some of us do. There had been a clerk in our office. It was Chris. When Teresa left, we essentially promoted him to that job, but we never filled the clerk position. And although it had been going along fairly well, the amount of work, not the least of which ends up being all of the public records and open meeting and all the other complaints and requests and stuff we have, that's a full-time job for him. And I don't think it's fair to just keep piling that stuff on. So I would like to see, on the same principle we talked about with the director for the senior center. Hers was salary related, but this could be job and salary related. We have 14.5 in the payroll account for that clerical person, and we haven't used any of it because we don't have that person. So I would urge the board, in the interest of, we're coming into a very busy season now with, like I said, getting ready for the town meeting, and antique shows and all the stuff that goes with it. I think it would make perfect sense. Chris, I know it's public record, but I don't know it off the top of my head. What were you compensated as the clerical?
I believe it was 19 something, but I can't remember exactly.
All right, so roughly $19 an hour for that position. And again, we have 14.5 in the account.
So that position is posted, or the account is posted for 24 hours a week.
Just
Yep.
the last time it was put out was at 24. When it went through last year, the hours were reduced to 15.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was going to say, I think 24 is excessive for what we need. I would start at that lower number. You were working at how many?
24.
You were at 24, and
You were
and
at
now,
24.
what do they say, it was reduced to 15?
Yes.
Then go,
You know what, I'll be happy to take 15 hours, because that's something, and we need something there, okay? The 15 hours and the $19 an hour, which is what he was making over a year ago, so that's not unreasonable. So that is my suggestion, and if anybody has another, be happy to entertain that.
I think, when Chris first took on his job now, we had conversations, and I said, you need a clerk. You need a clerk. Just going in there to see what this position entails.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to really get the ins and outs. He really wanted to understand everything, or everything
Yeah.
that he could possibly understand before he brought on a clerk
Right.
to help him. So I've been telling him this for, we need to get this done. I think this is a no-brainer.
Right. All right, if nobody else, thank you for that. I agree 100%. If there's no other discussion, I'll call it to a vote. All in favor?
So what is the
15 hours at $19 an hour.
we're going to post this, we're going to make the,
Yep.
okay.
Right? Okay.
Oh, sorry, McGuire.
That's all right. No. Did we get a motion?
No,
on
I
that?
don't, I guess we didn't get a motion. I make a motion that that the board post the position for select board clerk for 15 hours a week
And the rate of,
Yeah, at $19 an hour.
at $19 an hour.
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Frazier.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. All right. The next item here, the Town Hall Annex panic buttons. Back when we were doing the security cameras and the door openers and all the other stuff that was on there, they were supposed to be installed at the time, these panic buttons in all of the different offices, okay? And it never ended up getting done. And I would like to revisit that, because I think that that's an important factor in there. We have people who are in there taking cash payments, we've got, and no help. We did, I'm not going into it because it's not appropriate to do it in public, but we did have one incident where somebody felt particularly distressed over a note that was left in their office, and which is, I think, what probably triggered the whole conversation about having a panic button in there, And honestly, I thought they were in. I had no idea that it was never done, so
So did
that's the reason for that.
Did we get quotes for those?
Well, we had quotes on it. Go ahead, Chris.
I included the pre-existing quote. This, when it was done, was kind of all-inclusive, so every workstation in the annex would have its own panic button. Before updating and getting additional quotes, because even on the state contract, this would require 2 more quotes, or 1 more written quote, but 2 more solicited. I wanted to just confirm that number, or if fewer were viewed as, I mean, like one per office, or only offices that really dealt with the public, or...
So this quote is for every office.
Yes, this is every workstation, so there's 14 panic buttons in 9 offices.
I don't know.
So you've got 2 workstations in the assessors, right? Cindy
Yes.
and, okay. You have normally one in the town clerk's office, because they do have registrars and that come in and out, and people that come in and help, but they're not there really as a permanent fixture, you know what I mean? So they don't have a desk or a computer or anything. You've got 1 in the select board office, you've got 2 in the treasurer's office, or the tax collector's rather. You've got 1 in the Board of Health, and you've got 2 in the building department.
And there's the highway cemetery
Oh,
office
yeah,
was
the other
included
day,
in
yeah.
this, even though that's not
Yeah.
usually a everyday office.
Yeah, but, okay. So that's where we come up with the number.
And this is what everybody feels should, because you can't put it in one office and not the
No,
other.
that's exactly right.
You can't expect them to run
Yeah.
down the hall to
And-
push a
and-
button.
But I don't think it has to be at every workstation.
Okay, and I had that thought too, and I'm going to tell you why I changed my mind on it. If I'm sitting at my desk and somebody comes in and all of a sudden starts going wild or losing it, or I might not have the time to get up and run to the other desk to make sure that I hit that panic button, you know what I mean? And I just think for the difference between having 1 and 2 in a handful of offices, I would not want to take a chance with somebody's safety like that, you know?
And again, I don't disagree with you, or, everybody within that
Yeah.
town hall deserves to be in that town hall and feel safe. I do have a lot of questions about these panic buttons. If we spend this kind of money, is that something that could potentially go elsewhere if we decide, in 2 years to, have something out there, have something new? I would just like to have more understanding what the system is, because can this carry to a different
Yeah.
facility?
So let's do this then, okay? Obviously, it's been a long time since we thought those things had gone in, or I thought they went in, I don't know, probably the only one who did. But we can decide tonight that we want to do the panic buttons, and then the mechanics of where, how, and the rest of it can be sorted out as we go forward. Once we get the principle of, yes, we're going to do this, then we can hammer out the particulars of it before we approve any kind of dollar amount.
Now, is this $11,970, is this a one-time fee? It's not something that we pay monthly
No,
after that?
it's a one-time fee, that's just to install
Just
them
to
all,
install
yeah.
it all.
And, and the other thing we would have to talk about too, which we're not gonna do that tonight, but the other thing we would need to talk about is when somebody hits that panic button.
Where does it go?
Where does it go, okay? And that's something we'd have to work out with emergency services, whether it's here, whether it goes to New Braintree, to the dispatch center, whatever it happens to be. But just for the principle of, yes, we think this is what we should do in the building, now we can go hammer out the particulars of it.
Right, I mean, and I don't know, because I haven't looked into this, are there other options besides a panic button? The things that could be done relatively quick, like Dutch doors, or, to keep people out of the offices. I know that was that discussion at one time, especially with the officers that are handling money. I just don't know if there are other options, to get buzzed in. Maybe people get buzzed in. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, and let me just say this, if we say tonight that, we approve the idea, we gotta have, we're
Something.
calling it panic buttons, okay?
Yeah.
But maybe it's some other mixture of that along with something else, or, we don't know what it's gonna look like in the end. But I was deeply concerned when I found out that these things had never gone in, and I wanted the board to think about that and talk about that. And what you're saying makes perfect sense, okay? Let's find the mechanics of where they're gonna be, what we're gonna do, how much it's gonna cost, where the calls will go to, and so forth. There's a lot to go with it, I agree.
Right.
But if we can at least sit here and say, yes, we intend to, we recognize that as a problem, and we will address that
Explore
and
that we're
correct
gonna
it as
explore
best we
right.
possibly can, right? So,
I just had a question for the chief. How effective are panic buttons? What's your opinion?
To be honest, I don't have a ton of experience with panic buttons, with the exception of like the Bay or like Cumberland's. But we do have them, and they're, you know, they're helpful, and it's a good response. I'm not exactly sure where this one would go, whether it would go to the Green Tree or directly to us. I know we did talk about it, and, you know, money, how many. But I would say that if it, you know, if it's anything towards our security of our employees, it's a good thing.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we will, go ahead.
I just want to, for the 4 workstations upstairs, those are not public facing.
Right.
And neither office is staffed at all times. Just,
Okay. Well, and as we go forward and decide where we're going to do this, that might be something else we need to look at. Just because they're not public doesn't mean somebody won't march up the stairs, you know what I mean?
Right, so can we just make a motion that we're going to explore this, the panic button option?
Yeah, that's-
Because I truly want to have a better
Yeah,
understanding of
no,
what,
that,
of
and,
what we're
yeah, and I guess that's
spending
what I'm
money
saying
on.
right now. We're not
Right.
committing to anything, just that the board recognizes we need to do something.
Yeah.
So why don't you make the motion? How's that? You can word it however you're most comfortable with that.
I make a motion to explore the option of panic buttons being installed into the town hall, along with other possible security
Solutions.
Options.
options.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Good with
second that.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
McGuire, aye?
Vandal, aye?
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye?
Kelly, aye. Thank you very much. Now we have one on here for Tom. Tom didn't know he was on here, did he?
I kind of figured myself.
You want to take that? This one is Annual Town Report, America's 250th. Around this time of year, we start talking about what we're putting on the cover of the annual report. And as we've come into a big year here in the United States, the 250th anniversary, and my buddy, Mr. Stewart, has been kind enough to do a lot of work on this. So I said, let's put it on here and see if you've got some thoughts or ideas about that. And it doesn't have to be decided tonight. I just thought we should talk about that. And if you want to come up with some options, you know, if you want to put it out to other people, what they might want to see, we can. I mean, last year, I guess we kind of do it every year. We get lots of different options, maybe from the kids or whoever, and then we pick the one that the board thinks is most appropriate, so.
So our committee, which Cindy's a part of another committee, by the way, just want to point that out.
Wow.
So she's on the 250th with us in conjunction with the Old Home Day. And our event is June 13th. It's a Saturday. It's the weekend of Flag Day. So anyhow, we've been meeting since, I think, late summer 2025. And we did come up with a logo for this event that we're holding in June. However, I would like to open it up as well for anyone to contact me directly via my select board email. If anyone's from the schools and you want to open this up to students in art to develop some kind of a patriotic logo. We have one, but we have not used it yet officially. So I would look for, I would hope to have something within 30 days. That might be a tight timeline, but we need to start printing some posters. If not, we can always change it as well, right up, you know, in maybe a month or two, probably another 60 to 90 days if you want. But sooner is better for a logo, for the work we're doing.
Okay, so we're going to have people anybody who wants to reach out on this, with this.
Well,
can
I'm just trying to understand, so we can't necessarily use your committee's logo, because that's not a town.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the idea of, you know, inviting, you know, students from the elementary school to, you know, come up with art projects for, you know, the America's 250th. Maybe not a logo, but something that they think.
Artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
artwork.
support
fine.
Crystal on that. I think she's
Yeah.
right, you know, in terms of, we shouldn't be using our logo. That's a good point.
So
And-
I'm
yeah.
happy to reach out to the art teacher here at the school and see if we can get something going, and maybe have a deadline for, Chris, when do we normally need that by?
Yeah, don't forget, this meeting's going to be almost a month
Yeah.
earlier, so we
Yeah.
got a short leash here.
the end of February would be ideal, just a little time after that, but.
Okay, so why don't we make that a hard end of February then? Okay?
All right, so
Yeah,
do,
I support that. I
so-
take back everything I just said. And Crystal's 100% right on that, so that's good. Thank you, Crystal.
Can you include the high school art classes as well? So we can get a
well,
full broad brand.
we could. There's just a lot of art classes up there. But yeah, I could reach out and see if that's what the board wants.
I mean, well, we're just looking for ideas, so anybody
Right.
that thinks they can offer ideas is
Right.
what we're looking for. And anybody who's got questions or ideas or thoughts can get in touch with our office, and we'll route you to Mr. Stewart, and he'll help you out with that, okay?
Yeah, one of the things we're focusing on is the Henry Knox, rolling the cannons from Ticonderoga to Boston. So that's a big deal to us. I don't know if they want to, I wouldn't put constraints on what that artwork looks like, but maybe.
I think you're
throw
going to get a
some-
lot of flags and things like
I
that.
was gonna say,
but,
cannons, maybe not
I
as
want a
much.
portrait of Henry
Yeah, you
Knox.
might not get cannons on there, but,
A musket.
yeah, a musket, yeah. All right, good idea, that's what we'll
Yeah.
do with that then, okay? I just wanted to start that discussion. Okay, next up, we have 2026 Annual Common Victualers License for Village Green Campground. You want to say their name again, Crystal? I was joking. You want to say that name again? Towarski.
Oh, I make a motion to accept the annual common victual license for Village Green Campground.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, now we have two 2026 flea market owner-operator licenses, one for Heart of the Mart and one for Shelton Antique Show. So let's do them one at a time, please.
I make a motion to accept the 2026 flea market owner-operators license for Heart of the Mart. LLC.
Second it.
Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I make a motion to accept the 2026 flea market owners-operators license for Shelton's Antique Shows.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, and that will conclude the public session of the meeting. We will be going into executive session. We will not be reconvening in open session. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, so I can make.
Yeah, you know what, why don't we just wait a second and then we'll do it. Actually, he already took his camera down. Okay.
So that 250th thing had more to do with the artwork for the cover than it did for the actual event.
All right.
Yeah.
That's just for the,
I mean, honestly, throw it out to everybody.
I sent you an email about it, but Deb and I have gone through some old town report.
Okay.
We found 1976 when it was bicentennial. So, cover and
Thank you all very much. I really look forward to working.
We look forward to working with you too, and thank you for offering to do this for us. We appreciate it.
Okay, I'll give you a call tomorrow.
and I'll also send along an appointment letter and forward you stuff to contact for the treasurer to get your new hire paperwork.
Yeah. Okay, turn your mic on, because you're gonna make this.
That way, there's never a question that you want to get a voice vote.
All right, okay, yeah, no, you're right, and we were just saying that, but I
Susan,
thought you'd already
congrats.
disconnected.
Congratulations.
All right. You can make it now, even with her here.
Okay. I'm going to make the motion to go into executive session pursuant to GLC 30A, Section 21A1, reasons for convening executive session to discuss reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than professional competence of an individual, or discuss the discipline or dismissal of, or complaints or charges against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
McGuire,
Wait a
aye?
minute, wait. What?
No, I'm just waiting to end that as soon as
Oh.
This?
the vote.
Okay.
Vandal, aye.
Light on.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. All right, all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, we are in executive session. We are not returning, yep.